There we go. I knew I had forgotten something. I always have to check the microphone. Always have to check the microphone. Got two people watching. We're gonna wait a little bit. Nice to see you guys. Frank Dika's dropping knowledge, talking papas live. Tenacious Tuesday. Tenacious Tuesday. Now we're gonna see how many people join in. I don't know if I'll be on very long. I want to go ahead and talk about this a little bit. Maybe put out a little bit of a message, a little bit of knowledge. Hoping everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday. I'll take some. Okay, we got four people. Slowly but surely, people are showing up. Hey, nice to see everyone once again. It's Frank Dika's dropping knowledge coming at you. We're going to look at tenacity. What is it to be tenacious? I think it's important to be tenacious. That's why today is Tenacious Tuesday. It is what it is. Tenacious Tuesday. What is it to be tenacious? Well, we'll talk about it. Okay, we'll watch a little video. It's not too long. This is more of like a definition type video, but we're going to talk about it. Now we're going to talk about being tenacious. Hey, what's up, Mimi? How's it going? How's everything? How's everything? How's everything? We're good. We're chilling. We're chilling. Hey, what's going on, Egyptian lover? How's it going, Egyptian? How's it going, man? Shout out to you. Shout out to Mimi. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got 6 people watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Frank Dika's dropping knowledge, talking papas live on a Tenacious Tuesday. What is it to be tenacious? We're going to watch a video about it. These are all things that I, in particular, had to understand and discover. But not just to know, not just to have it in my data bank, but to apply. I needed to apply all of these things. Hey, what's up, Kelly Big Dog? Nice to see you. Hey, thanks for the key, Frank. Yeah, that's right, Egyptian. It's because when the majority of my moderators, or the majority of the moderators on my channel, were all made on the same day. Like with the exception of maybe like 2 or 3 people, well, and you now as well, because they would tell me, "Hey, Frank, can you hook it up?" So that's right, Mimi Egyptian. That's right, Mimi. Nice to see you, everybody. I got 8 people watching, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. Today's Tenacious Tuesday, and we're gonna watch this, but I think I'm gonna do like a small reaction to a video that Exposed reacted to. So I'm going to do my reaction to that video. We'll see if you guys agree or disagree. Maybe you guys catch things that I'm not catching, and you can put it in the chat. So we're going to do that. And we're going to see how all of this applies. Okay, we're going to learn today what it is to be tenacious. Why? Because it's tenacity. It's Tenacious Tuesday. Frank Dika's dropping knowledge, talking papas live. Yeah, tenacity is a required trait. Like, you have to have that attribute. Yeah, what I mean. Shout out to Blue. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone listening in. Egypt, Cali Big Dog. Like, shout out to you guys, man. But anyways, let me see. What's up, Shankopotamus? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Shank. Hope all is well. Let me just check. I'm just checking things. All right, cool. All right, so far so good. We're good so far. Yeah, man, in every situation in life, there's going to be situations that we just breeze through. Well, there's going to be situations, there will be moments in which it's just going to be like second nature. It's going to be as easy as breathing, right? We're just going to go through it without too much struggle. We're probably adapt very fast. We'll adapt quickly. Maybe the adaptation period isn't that long because it doesn't require too much adaptation. It's sort of like if you become, let's say you start off as a radio DJ, right? You're working on the radio, you're a DJ, but you're also like having a show, you're commenting, and someone offers you a TV show. The transitioning might not be too hard. Maybe just that your face is out there. But there's a lot of DJs that have cameras in the booth, so they'll run a show online or on a channel, on a cable channel, if that's dying out. But they can run a live from a booth in their radio, and you get the best of both worlds. You get the radio and you get a live action. So if they come and offer that person a show or something, it's a lot easier. That transitioning might not be too difficult. But imagine if you were like a lumberjack all of your life, and then, when you're in your 20s, maybe you've been a lumberjack since you were like 15, 16, and then around 30 years old, you have to move to the city for some reason, and now you got to look for a job. And you haven't really done much else. Maybe you have an education, but as far as work is concerned, you would really have to like start learning how to adapt. And that transition might be a little more difficult. That transition might present itself as a true life changing situation. But you have to make it happen, right? You have to achieve it. And it is in those situations when it seems like the odds are against us that you need to have tenacity. You need to be tenacious. And this applies like everything that we talk about, it applies to all kinds of areas in our life. I saw a comment I saw a comment today about these my lives being like I'm an instructor, like I'm a teacher. I'm like, oh, that's good. And it was a hate, but it was a hater comment. So the fact that a hater said that kind of let me know that, okay, I'm moving in the right direction. Frank Tica's dropping all these stocking papas. Hey, on a Tenacious Tuesday, let me catch up with these chats. That's right, Egyptian Lover, Shank. Hey, what's up, Johnny G? Nice to see you, Cubo Frank. Hey, Cubo to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody that's watching. I got 15 people here. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. My channel's growing little by little. I put out a short today. Please go watch that. Go watch my shorts. Go watch my videos. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Little by little, my channel's growing little by little. I'm going to continue being tenacious. You can call it me being prolific. I think I'm prolific in a sense that I'm doing lives, I'm doing shorts, I'm doing videos. I'm trying to do at least 2 of those every day. But that I've been going live almost every day. And yesterday I told you guys I felt a little bit under the weather. But I got some rest last night. Felt good this morning. I did take some anti-cold medicine. And I'm okay. I feel good. So I'll probably do that for a little bit. Because I'm tenacious. Like man, I don't know. Like I don't know how to say it. And like I said, I'm not here to convince anybody. Like I'm not going to try to convince you with words alone. Like you guys can see my tenacity. You guys can see that everything that I put out there is something that I'm doing. It's something that I truly practice. Anybody that talks to me, that gets at me, that's ever had conversations with me, will know, number one, that I'm respectful, and number two, you will know that I will speak my mind, right? And I will give you a little bit of insight. I might, I'm not perfect. I'm not a genius. No, I'm not none of that. But I apply what I learn. I apply it. And that's part of my tenacity. Part of what makes me tenacious is the fact that I do apply the things that I learn. So, if I come across as like someone giving you a crash course or a lesson, well, that's exactly what it is. You're getting a crash course on me talking papas. Frank Tica's dropping knowledge, talking papas live on a Tenacious Tuesday. You gotta be tenacious to talk so much papas. Man, there's some dudes that are truly tenacious in talking papas and lying and scamming and doing everything every day. Hey man, more power to them. If it gets them the view, if it gets you what you're looking for, as long as you're not hurting people, as long as you're not, out there like, man, some of these guys do the most, man. As long as you're not putting yourself out there at risk, putting your life at risk, putting your reputation, whatever at risk, it's all good. Just don't, you can make fun of people, you can try to ridicule people. But once you start getting into the destructive aspect of it, you're no longer noble. It's no longer magnanimous. It is what it is. Let's see. So, okay, all right. Yeah. Oh, is that the narrative? Is that the narrative? Cheers, hey, what's up? No, what's up, man? Look at these guys, man. You guys got to cut it out. You guys got to cut it out. You got to be tenacious. You have to be. You have to have tenacity. And part of that tenacity comes from understanding and learning. Like I always say, man, you got to just sit back and observe. Like I was waiting for this troll comment to come up. I've been knowing that that's the narrative you guys are going to spin. I've been knowing. Man, come on, man. You guys got to be a little more creative. I mean, you guys, hey, you're tenacious, but you're on some bullshit. You guys are some bullshit. You guys don't. Oh, man. But, anyways, let's continue. I'm going to go ahead and play this video, but before I do that, shout out to everybody that's watching. I've got 19 people watching. Thank you so much. That's right, Egypt. Unknown, thank you so much. Mimi, Johnny G, Egyptian, Shankopotamus, Kelly Big Dog, everybody that's watching, man, that's made themselves present. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the link here. You guys already know if you want to jump on, if you want to have a conversation, you can go ahead and do so. We can talk about the subject at hand. No, we're talking about being tenacious. We're talking about tenacity. Let me see. Okay. I see you, Kelly Big Dog. I'm watching over here too. I'm watching over here too on my phone, so I can see what's going on. Because sometimes, if I'm only looking at this screen on my laptop, I can't see like what's going on actually on YouTube. So I see what's going on. All right, but here we go. Let me go ahead and play this video. I'm going to share a full screen. Okay, and I'm going to go get some. I'm going to let this play a little bit while I get some water. I'll be right back.
Unlock the power of persistence. Mastering Be Tenacious. Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a phrase that's packed with determination and grit. Be tenacious. This phrase is more than just a combination of words. It's an attitude, a way of tackling challenges, and a key to success in both language learning and life. Let's explore its meaning, usage, and the impact it can have on your English skills and beyond. What does it mean to be tenacious? At its core, being tenacious means being determined, persistent, and unwavering in your efforts, regardless of difficulties or delays. It's about holding on tightly to your goals and not giving up, even when the going gets tough.
All right, so before we continue, this is where it gets, so I'm going to have to pause this and I'm going to give you my thought right here. Because even though I believe in being tenacious, I also think that you have to have the knowledge of knowing when to stop, right? Like you have to know when to stop. You got to know when to stop. Like there's some shit that you just got to let go of. Okay, not everything deserves for you to put all of your energy and invest all of your might. Make yourself look like a fool trying to hold on to something that was never yours to begin with. Because if it was yours, you wouldn't have to fight to keep it. And I'm talking about everything in life. Your bad health, man. Maybe you wanted to continue eating something, but you can't. You can't. It might kill you. You might be allergic to it. You can't be tenacious in that sense. Like you cannot beat that. It's going to beat you. So whenever you know that it's something harmful to you, that's where you have to know to let go. I was having a conversation with a friend. He had just gotten a job, and it was one of the most stressful jobs he had had in a long time. It was in the kitchen as a cook. And he's like, "Look, man," he's like, we can rest for like about 15 minutes, but then we'll work nonstop for about 3 or 4 hours just cooking and doing these things. It gets so bad that sometimes they can't wash all the dishes until the very end. So they have like thousands of utensils, thousands of dishes, right? Like, well, maybe not thousands, but they have so many because they have to continue cooking that at the end of the day, they'll have to wash like 30 for like soup spoons and, but the ones that they used to cook, let alone the ones that they give the customers. He's like, man, and some days are worse than others. And I'm like, the question that I always ask, is this job sustainable? Like, will you be able to sustain the rhythm? Will you sustain all that it takes to keep this job? Because if you can't, if you know you can't, let it go, bro. It's not going to get better. This is going to be every single day of work for you. Every single day of work is going to be like this. And even if you get promoted, you already told me that your boss doesn't make that much more than you, but has the full responsibility of the kitchen. So I don't know. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Mr. Oxnard? Nice to see you. Let me go ahead and get through some of these chats. It'll matter. Nice to see you too. Shout out to you guys. We're talking about being tenacious. But being tenacious is a good quality to have. But you also have to know when to let go. And if it starts hurting you, if it starts hurting others, if all you see, like you don't see any like good coming from this, but you're trying to hold on, you're trying to make it work. Hey, what's up, Hangman Stranger? Nice to see you, man. What's up, Jay Slaughter? What's up? Just let me catch up with these. That's right, Kelly Big Dog. All right, Kentucky Fried Chicken. All right. I have tenacity to whack a troll. Yeah, look, we have to be tenacious in those things that we're trying to achieve, in those things that we want to see improvement on, whatever it is. But you also have to know when to let go. If it's burning you, you're not going to continue holding on to it. Let it go until it cools off, and maybe then you can come back to it. Sometimes being tenacious means waiting and being patient, but not forgetting. Not letting go. Maybe you're going to let it slip. You're going to put it on the back burner for a little bit, or you're going to put it in the freezer for a bit, or you're going to walk away from it for a bit. Doesn't mean that you're giving up. All it means is that you're going to catch up, do other things, while this other thing gets right. So, you're still being tenacious, but you're not trying to fight against the circumstances if the odds are fully against you, and you know that by going after this, like continuing to go after this, you're only going to hurt yourself because the time is not right. Joker has a tenacity in his mendacity. Yeah, man. Leonard has tonacity. Tonacity. Hey, that's right, Taco Stain. Shout out to you. Shout out to Jay Slaughter, everyone that's here. Man, hey, man, it's Frank Ftdk's dropping knowledge, stocking papas on a Tenacious Tuesday. Look, be tenacious, but you also have to know when to let go. Because we just read right here, it says it's about holding on tightly to your goals and not giving up, even when the going gets tough. Yes, I agree. But if whatever it is hurting you, is causing damage, is causing damage to those that you love, it might not be the time. Might not be the right time to try to take care of that aspect of your life. You might have to put it on hold. But as long as you remember, as long as you're keeping track, as long as you're checking it out, as long as you're coming back to it, as long as you remember that you need to take care of it, hey man, you're working in your best capacity, so you are, in a sense, being tenacious. He has something in the something. That's right, Taco. That's right, Jay Slaughter, Mr. Oxnard. Shout out to you, Mr. Oxnard. Primo. That's right, Taco. Let me get through these. Ill. Ox. Nice to see you, Taco Stain. Shout out to you, my friend. I've been trying to catch up with some of your videos, man. I've left comments on some of them. I don't know if you noticed, bro. Primo. Same with you, Primo. I'm gonna continue trying to catch up, man. You guys have some good content out there. That's right, Egypt. Yeah, man. Hey, let's see. Frank and chat. Hope everyone's having a nice Tuesday. A tenacious one. That's right, Miss Yaya. Hey, listen. You have to be tenacious making that sourdough bread. You know what I mean? Because you have to make sure everything is right, but you can't give up until the yeast, until it's fermented, until it's apt. And you got to let it rest for about a night, and then you can take care of it. I mean, you got to be tenacious in most everything you do. But once again, if the oven is too hot, if the oil is not fresh enough and you have to go wait to get a new batch of oil, you have to wait and you have to pause. You can't try to force it. And I think that's the only thing that I believe requires wisdom, requires knowledge. Because knowledge, wisdom of something will let you know when to pause, will let you know when you have to pump your brakes and just wait for like the cars to pass before you can get through. All right, but let's continue. Frank Ftdk's dropping knowledge, stocking papas live on a Tenacious Tuesday. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's continue.
Key characteristics of tenacity: determination, having a firm goal or decision; persistence, continuing to try, even when faced with obstacles; resilience, bouncing back from setbacks.
All right, so now listen to how positive these things sound, right? Determination, having a firm goal or decision. Like, that's always a good thing, no matter what the goal. Now, if your goal is for destruction, I advise you not to follow through. If your, mission or your determination is based on causing harm or doing damage, you might not be in the right energy to be tenacious. What you're doing is just being self-destructive. Okay, so that's why you have to be careful not to confuse terms. That's why I don't play the semantic game with these dudes. I don't play that. Right is right, wrong is wrong, yes is yes, no is no. Así nada más. Palabra pura. Frank Ftdk's dropping knowledge, stocking papas live on a Tenacious Tuesday. Persistence, continuing to try even when faced with obstacles. Now, that's a good trait. But now, you have to also determine what type of obstacles we're talking about here. Because you can have obstacles like red lines, and what I mean by red lines is that there might be like rules that, or filters that keep you out, but that are probably filters that if you do the work or you get some type of certification or you have to go pay for something, whatever it is, you got to get a license. Maybe you have to get permission, you have to study on it. You know, that's where you want to be persistent, right? That's where you put your energy. But you don't want to be persistent if you know that you don't belong there. If you know, like, you know, and it's been made clear to you that that's not for you. And once again, that could be anything. You know, I talked about food that you might be allergic to. You know, you might be allergic to something. You can't try to press and force yourself to continue to eat it because you don't want to give up, you're going to be persistent. No, that's dumb. That is not the smart choice. Right? Resilience, bouncing back from setbacks. That sounds good, and that's always good. I prefer to roll with my punches. I prefer to roll with the punches. But if I get knocked down, yeah, I can come back up, but it all depends. What is it that's beating me up? Because if it's real physical, like, DV type situations, those do not require your resilience. On the contrary, that needs to be stopped immediately. So all I'm saying is, like, don't get confused. Like, don't try to adapt these terms to justify you being a masochist. Frank Tica's dropping knowledge, talking Papa's live. Let me catch up with some of these chats. Give me a second, guys. Big Taco making stains out of lanes. That's right, ill mannered. Hangman Pro. Hey, what's up? 2 times Frank and chat. Nice to see you. 2 times Jay Slaughter. The audacity of letters in veracity. Yeah, bro. That's right, Taco. Miss Yaya. That's right, Jay Slaughter. Hangman. Mimi. We got ill mannered here. That's right. The Hangman Stranger. Shout out to everybody. Hey, what's up, Katie Frizzle? Nice to see you, Katie. I forgot 1 minute. All right, cool. So, yeah. Be determined, be persistent, be resilient. But if you know that it's harmful, then you don't want to be resilient, persistent, or determined in that aspect. And what's up, Fear the Dark? Yeah, talking pop. You know how it is, bro. Every day, bro. Every day. Frank Tica's dropping knowledge, talking Papa's live on a Tenacious Tuesday. So, yeah, tenacity is a good trait. It's a good quality. But it covers a lot of different things. And what I'm saying is, don't mistake being a masochist, like just enduring pain, like, even if it's unprovoked, to try to demonstrate loyalty or whatever. No. We have to know what we're going to be tenacious about, is what I'm saying. That's right, Frizzle, Mimi, Miss Yaya. That's right, Kate Frizzle, Commander, Hangman. All right, let's continue playing this. It's not much longer.
Real-world examples. 1. Learning a new language. Continuously practicing and overcoming the frustration of making mistakes. 2. Career goals. Persistently working towards a promotion or learning new skills, despite challenges. 3. Personal projects. Staying committed to a hobby or skill, even when progress seems slow.
All right, so for example, that third one I could apply to, like, my channel. I'm staying committed to this, which I've called a hobby, but I'm also using my skills behind all of this, even when the progress seems slow. Now, I don't think the progress is slow. That's right, El Man, Fear of the Dark, Mr. Oxnard. Shout out to everybody that's here, that's in the chat. Terminate Moles. That's right, Katie. That's right, El Manor, Katie Frizzle, Fear of the Dark, Katie, Ms. Yaya, Mr. Oxnard, that Hangman. As far as, like, my personal project in regards to this content creating, I'm showing commitment. That's what I started this conversation with, about how committed, about how prolific I am with the content that I'm putting out. I'm sure that there are other content creators that might be doing maybe 2 or 3 more videos than I am. I know Taco Stain has done various videos in one day. So, shout out to him. Go check out Taco Stain, man. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to put out content every day. No, so I'll do like a short. Today I dropped a short. Please go watch it. Hit the like on it as well. No, right now I'm going live. I dropped a video yesterday. So, I'm trying to be prolific. I'm trying to stay committed and consistent even when progress seems slow. Like, I know some of my videos will get views and some won't. And that is not going to deter me from continuing to do what I do. That's right, Miss Yaya, Egyptian, Mimi. That's right. Everybody in the house. Little White Ferret, shout out to you. Egyptian lover. That's right. Salute to you, Mimi. That's right. M8O Katie. Ill mannered. Let's see. Tika talking all the papitas. Fuck Skittles. It was Gabriel. That's right. Sorry if I missed anyone, fam. Yeah, sorry if I missed anyone as well. That's right, Fear. That's a cool handle, JS. M8 Katie. M80 Katie. Yeah, M80 Katie. All right, yeah. All right, let's continue with this. Let's continue. Not much more to go.
These examples show that being tenacious isn't just about stubbornly sticking to something. It's about adapting, learning, and persisting with purpose and focus.
All right, so see, this is the important thing. So it isn't just about being stubborn, like to stubbornly stick to something. Okay, it's about adapting, learning, persisting, but it says with purpose and focus. Don't just do it just to do it. Like, don't stick to something just to stick to something. And that's what happened with my friend. I'm like, look, man, this is not going to change. You're going to have this job. This job is going to be the same every single day. Rain or shine, every time you're going to come in here, there's going to be some sort of crisis towards the end. There's going to be fires, not literal fires, but just things that occur within the kitchen that you're going to have to put out, that you're going to have to take care of immediately. And that's going to be every day. The cleaning, everything, stocking up, all of that is going to be something you do every single day. He did about 3 weeks and then he's like, you know what, man? It's the same shit every day. And he just, he decided to quit because he really couldn't take it and was starting to affect his health. So you have to know. I mean, we all want to work. We all want to have, well, we don't all want to work. So we'll get to that pretty quickly. But I think the majority of us as adults, like I've always mentioned, parents, or people that are trying to do things on their own, we're going to go out there and hustle. We're going to go out there and do what we got to do. We're going to put the action behind the need to get what we need to accomplish. But some people just kick it at home, jump online, and ask for shit like a 6-pack. Frank Tika's dropping knowledge, talking papas live on the Tenacious Tuesday. Yeah, you gotta be tenacious, but you also have to know when to let go. When to let go. We got 20 people in the house. If you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Let me see if there's anything else interesting in this video.
Let's look at some phrases.
More like phrases, but I think there might be something towards the end. Let me see. Oh yeah, here.
Tenacious is about more than just tenacious is a Remember, being tenacious is about more than just holding on. It's about holding on with purpose, adapting, and moving forward despite challenges. It's a powerful tool in your language learning journey and in life. Keep practicing, stay tenacious, and you'll see amazing progress. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has inspired you to embrace tenacity in your daily life.
All right, cool. Yeah, I hope that. I hope the same. I hope you are inspired to live a tenacious life, but I insist, not everything is worth you holding on to. Some things you got to kick to the curb. Do people still use that term, kick to the curb? Because I still kick shit to the curb. Hey, what's up, Terps? Buenas tardes, saludos. Yeah, whatever is deemed unworthy is kicked to the curb. You know, if you know, look, so I don't know what happened with that, with that case that these guys were talking about, and that I kind of made a video on it. Um, with this black kid that stabbed, another like a white kid, and it seemed that they didn't want him where they were. They didn't want him there. They did not want him there. I don't know why. I don't know if it stemmed from. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you just kick somebody out that way and try to push them or grab them. If there weren't already maybe words crossed or actions or mad dogging. I remember especially summer school, because back in like junior high, when you sometimes summer school would be at a school that was different than yours. Maybe it would only be one school, and everybody went to that school from around for summer school. And I remember summer school during junior high was like you were going to get into a fight at least once a week because you're over there mad dogging fools, like who's that? Like, oh, who's that? Like. And some fools just they don't like the way you look, so they mad dog and you mad dog back, and that was a fight, and that was something that you knew was going to occur during summer school. It just happens, you know. Now, started this saludos. That's right, Terps. Let me catch up with these. G Slaughter, Egyptian. That's right, hey man, rest easy. Um, Terps. That's right, Katie Frizzle. Fact, I'm in junior high. I went to a different school, and there was high schoolers there too. Yeah, bro, and it used to be popping. At least back when we were growing up, it was popping. Let's see. I'm this close to kicking. People think I'm joking, but I'm definitely not. All right, man. But yeah, let me see. Egyptian. I think you wrote something. It's probably good. Yeah. Here it goes. I was in seventh grade, going at it with 11th graders. Yeah, you know. But you have to be tenacious. Like you had to be able to do that. Like you had to be able to constantly defend your honor, defend your reputation. However people looked at you, you couldn't. Same if you went to juvenile hall or if you went to any of those places, because there was that was part of like the program. So you had to be tenacious. You couldn't stop. You couldn't just say no to a fight. You kind of had to handle that fight. You know. But these are things that once again, like you can be tenacious towards the bad too. Like you can try to hold on to things and not let go of things because you feel that that's only right. You've been taught that way. You've been told that if you let go, that if you don't make things work, that it's gonna look bad on you. No, I remember, part of the reason why I didn't like going to, or I stopped going to church was because of that. Because a lot of times there were things going on in the homes. And, and I believe in prayer, but I also believe that there are some things that just need to be taken care of. And people sometimes just have to separate, and I'm not saying separate forever, but just, have some breathing space. Like, if you can go to your mom's house for about a couple of weeks, while we kind of mediate the situation, why don't we do that? Every time you guys come to church, when we're here at church, we'll have the mediation sessions, whatever, but a lot of times they try to force people to continue being together in the home for the sake of their religion, for the sake of the church, for the sake of society. What are the kids going to say? All of these things. How are your kids going to feel? And sometimes the kids are like praying that their parents separate, that they stop. So, once again, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but you cannot force things that aren't meant to be. That's right, Taco Stain. Damn, I hated summer school with a passion. Yeah. That's right. Two times. That's right, Taco Stain. Taco Stain, Katie Terps, Taco. That's right, man. Let's see. Explosive. We have received some saddening news. Mike Morales passed away. What? Wow. Are you serious? Oh, that's sad, bro. Hey, man, that's extremely sad. Thank you so much for sharing that, Et. You know, we talk a lot about life on the collective. When I do these lives, I try to talk to you guys about taking advantage of time, you know, making the most of today, and it's because we don't know, right? We don't know when it'll be our turn, but I pray for strength and peace to Mike and his family, Mike Morello's family, Sunshine's family, everybody. I don't know if you guys want to join me in just a moment of silence. If you guys can, you know, send your thoughts, send your energy, send your prayers. We're gonna do a moment of silence. We're gonna do a minute. Okay, I'll let you guys know as of when. We'll do a minute of silence as of right now. Hey, so thoughts and prayers to Mike Morello and his family. Rest in peace, Sunshine. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Sunshine. Oh God, relax in paradise, Sunshine. You were really a ray of light. Yeah, man. Hey, man, stranger. My sincere condolences to Mike. Let's see, T. Mike gave the okay to share this information. All right, thank you so much, man. And we were just chopping it up the other day. I mean, she's always very supportive of our channels. She was the one behind the lyrics to the songs that they put together, and and but most importantly, she was the rock. She was a pillar, and we just got to give Mike love, man. We got to give Mike love. We got to let him know, man, that we're here for him. We're here for you, Mike. We know that nothing will ever replace or could ever compare. But just know that we're here for you, man. If you ever want to have a conversation, if you ever want to talk, I'll open up a live, or through the Discord. You know, you know what? When I had a conversation with a friend that called me, like he found me on Facebook. I hadn't been able to track a lot of people, but he was able to track me, and he found me. He called me, and we chopped it up, and he started telling me about a lot of the friends that we used to hang around with, and he's the one that let me know what happened to, for example, some most of my, like all of my crimes really, Like what happened to them, a couple of them passed away. Some of the other dudes that we used to hang around with passed away. Some are doing okay, some are doing good. But my friend, my true friend, the one that him and I were together through thick and thin, man, we used to go on missions together, just you know, mobbing. No, he passed away, and he was 2 years younger than me. No, he left a wife, he left kids. It was a freak thing. It wasn't anything. He had already changed his life around, turned his life around. But I was thinking, like, man, I'm still here. I'm still here, and there's things I want to continue doing. There's things that I want to do. There's things I want to accomplish, and I'm sure that they had plans. You know, and a lot of times there's fear, or the obstacles are too great, or we think they're too great. No, we think the obstacles are too great, so we don't move on. But I am of the belief. Sorry, guys. That if you know what you want and you know what you need to do to get it, you need to start doing it. You need to take advantage of time. You need to be tenacious. You need to be magnanimous. You need to, continue to move forward. You need to be tactical in this life. But you have to enjoy life too. You have to enjoy life. You have to really, really take advantage of the time that you have with family, with friends, with even with neighbors. Something, just chill, just talk, just go out there, say hi. You know, man, there's so much stuff going around in the world to worry about that we should start really focusing on those things that are good for us. I'm so sorry, Mike. Much love and condolences. Wishing you strength. Yeah, me too, man. Oakland, everything. Deep condolences. Rest in peace. Keep that head up, Mike. Much love, friend. That's right, Mike. Mike, praying for you and your family. Yeah, Mike, we're going to continue praying, bro, for strength and for peace. May peace reign in your heart, Mike. I know you're a believer, so if you believe that she's in a much better place, that's exactly what it is. And you have to believe that. Hangman, that's right. No manner. Listening while at work. All right, Oakland. I remember hearing just the other day, maybe Thursday or Friday. Okay, so sad. I remember her in the chat just the other day, maybe Thursday. That's how precious is. Exactly. One day we're here and one day we're not. Yep. Yeah, Mimi. Our condolences for Mike and his family. Prayers. Yeah, you know, yeah, and it's always a reminder. Whenever someone close, someone we know passes away, or someone that we know of passes away, it's always a reminder. It's always a reminder that life is precious, life is too short. We got to continue trying to achieve those things that we need to achieve. Now, there's a lot of people out here wasting their time. Just man, look. So I was gonna react to a video. We're not gonna do that. I am gonna speak on it, but out of respect for the moment, I'm just gonna touch on it. Only because I think it's only apt for us to realize how time can go by so fast that we may not have anything to show for it. Like I look at Mike and what his wife built together, family, a home, his career, her backing him up, her being his support system. And I can say that she accomplished a lot of good in life. She accomplished to create a family and to have a loving relationship. Because you guys saw every time they came on, they were like, you know, one with each other. Well, shout out to you, Mike, man. Shout out to you. Well, Sunshine was a beautiful soul, and she still is. But we allow sometimes for time to fly, and we don't do anything with that time. You know that dude put out a video today. I don't even want to mention his name because I don't want to dirty. I just want to talk about the situation. Talking about the 9 years that he's been free. As a man, I'd be embarrassed for that for where he's at to be my accomplishment after 9 years. I could not settle for that. Not at all. No, that's why I truly focused on learning on changing my life around. It took a long time. It took a lot of battles. It took a lot of downfalls. It took a lot of, you know, like I've said before, unlearning, learning, relearning, falling, scraping, but getting back up and being tenacious. I have a family, I have a wife, I have 2 kids. We've been together now 25 years, 24, almost 25. It hasn't been easy, but we made it work. We have a home, we have a house. Got my little dog right there. You know, we got certain comforts other people don't. As far as living in this country are concerned, I have fought and fought hard to make it the most comfortable it could be. Because at the end of the day, I never knew if my family, if I were to not be around because of how things were, I wasn't sure if my kids and my wife were going to be able to pull it off. So I didn't have time to waste. No, I had to get it cracking. And I've been doing that ever since. Now I'm at a stage where now I'm winding down. It was so facto. Hey man, we just had some bad news, man. Sunshine, Spider Mike's wife has passed away. So we're discussing that a little bit. Talk that papas, yeah, talking papas. Frank Tica's dropping knowledge live. We're over here chilling, talking. So I can only be grateful. And see, that's the thing, man. Like the people that judge from afar, that judge from the surface, that already have a skewed opinion of who I am because they think that they're on like they're on the right side of something by looking at me a certain way, I guess, by trying to defame me. But nobody can argue that I've done all that I've said I've done. And you're not going to be able to deconstruct that. And why I'm saying it, the reason why I'm saying it is because a lot of us have detractors. We have detractors in our family. We have detractors in our friends. We have detractors in the people that work around us. We have people that will constantly get in your ear telling you that you can't do something, that you're not going to be able to accomplish something. There are people in our lives that will tell you, or there are people in your lives that will tell you, without me, you will be nothing. And they'll gaslight you until you believe it. And I'm here to say that that's not true. It's not true at all. We can accomplish big things. I look at Sunshine's life, who she was with us, who she's been with us, like the way she's had fun with us. At their age, they're only a few years older than me, but that's how I see myself. I want to be able to enjoy life. I want to be able to have fun. I want to be able to feel young and hang out with good people without feeling as though I have to make everybody, I don't know, like me. I don't care about that. I know that the people that are going to rock with me are going to be those that truly have respect for me. And that's why I appreciate every single one of you that's here right now. Thank you so much for supporting me, supporting my channel. Sunshine supported my channel, and that to me is something noble. It's something honorable for me to say that Sunshine honored me with her presence on my channel. I can proudly say that I was a friend. Now, shout out to Spider Mike and all his family. No manner was good. Sunshine was definitely a passionate, loving, creative, curious, tenacious individual. That's right, Jay Slaughter. Damn, my condolences. Yeah, facto. That's right, Jay Slaughter. Rest in peace, Sunshine. The good passed away young. Mike, taking one day at a time, brother. I know it's not easy, but one day at a time. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, shout out to Spider Mike, man. You don't expect things like this to happen. You don't expect news like this to hit, but like if there's one thing that I think about is that, the fact that my parents are older. I'm getting older. I'm the youngest of my siblings, and I'm old now. you know. So I think about that. I think about those things. Well, let me rephrase that. I've thought about those things, and I've already come to terms with the fact that at this point, any of us could go. You know what I mean? At this point, it could be any of us, any of my family, because my sisters are older, my parents are older, I'm older. I've come to terms with that because, and I think it's important to remember that the time that we have is now. Now is the time. This is the time that we have. This is the opportunity. Right now is the moment. No, you got to seize the moment. You got to make it count. You have to make it livable, have to make it good. But do it righteously. Be magnanimous in your efforts. Be tenacious. You know? So no matter where you're caught up in the whirlwind and taken away, you'll know at that moment that you lived a full life. Well, that's why when I say that right now I'm living my best life, I truly feel that way. I feel healthy. I feel like, except for the cold. But as far as like my body, how it responds, I can walk. I'm not slouched over. I don't have a limp. You know what I mean? I can run. I can still work out. I can still do a lot of things at my age. I feel good about that because I want to continue being on this earthly plane. Mad Max cars out there, yeah, bro. It's a motorcycle. Some dude keeps. I think they're fixing it, but he stops right here, like right outside my house, and then starts it up. Yeah, I appreciate Spider Mike for sharing this with us. Thank you, ET, for coming on and letting us know. That I think is an apt way of bringing the conversation to a close. I'm just like all of us. I mean, we all have plans until the very end, right? Like I have plans for the next few years. I have like I'm working on those like towards achieving those plans. Like I put away things, I start things, I continue certain things, I apply certain things because I'm constantly pushing towards goals. I'm always pushing towards various goals little by little. Sometimes I could probably push them all at once because maybe there's something that they all share in common, so I can do something and it'll push me closer to all of my goals. But sometimes the goals are so different that there might be individual things that I have to do, but that's my focus. Like, I wake up knowing everything I'm going to do today. Today I knew I was going to drop a short. Today I knew I was going to come on this live, and I knew kind of what I was going to talk about. That way I don't waste any time. And when you're prepared, something can come up and then you can wing it. Right? Then you can wing it. If you remember, Wing It Wednesday. It's almost going to be Wednesday, and can you believe how fast time is going? It's going to be Wednesday soon. Hey, shout out to everybody that's watching. I got 20 people that are watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Ftdk's dropping knowledge, talking papas. Tenacious Tuesday. We are a bit shaken by the news. And I think that it's always time to reflect, you know? Are you happy? There's a song by Bob Marley, Exodus. That's one of my favorite Bob Marley songs, Exodus. And there's a question in the song that says, "Are you satisfied with the life you're living?" Like, are you satisfied with the life you're living? I think life should be pleasurable. I think you should want to live life every day. I think we should be able to wake up every day wanting to live life. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Are you satisfied with where you're at? Or are you trying to improve? Are you trying to do it better? Are you trying to take the most out of life, squeeze it to the fullest? Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live my life to the fullest. I come out here every single day thinking, today I'm going to connect with people. Today they're going to hear me out, and maybe one or two, maybe one, at least one of you will walk away thinking, okay, that was something good. That was something that maybe I can work on. That's something that maybe I can apply. Or it might be something that I can't apply now, but I'll keep it in mind. You know. And if that's the case, my job is done. I come out here with a purpose. That's why I'm tenacious. Remember? Doing things with a purpose. My purpose is to be out here, to be of support to my brothers, to my sisters, to the family. Shout out to Exposed Tube. Shout out to the ladies of Exposed Tube, the Exposed Tube Revolution. Shout out to Taco Stain. Shout out to Chirp. Shout out to Sooner. Shout out to the Hangman Stranger, Katie Frizzle. Everybody out there putting their videos out there. We're going to continue doing what we do. And I just, once again, I'm just, in a bit of shock because of the news, but I can't help but once again feel honored to have counted and to continue to count with Sunshine's support, because I believe that her support will always be there. We should all feel that way. We should all feel that Sunshine's support is with us all the time. You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to think about. You know, and it's a sad moment, but I like to celebrate life. You know, and I like to celebrate the legacy that she left us. Man, she's a fun loving individual, a creative individual, and she used her creativity for us. Like she gave us gifts. We should feel good about that. And see, it was always a pleasure to have her in the chat. Yeah, always. You know, you it's like the energy level went back up, you know? The energy level would go up and she would get into it. I mean, she's one of us, like through and through. She was one of us through and through. Like she got down with the business. You know, perfect compliment for our brother. Perfect. Look at this guy, man. Hey, show some respect, fool. I'm not gonna acknowledge your stupid ass. You know, and we just have to realize that. That's why I always say, no, and that's why I always ask you guys to pray for everybody, everybody's health, for everybody in the movement. That's why. That's why because you know I believe in prayer. I don't know if you do. I don't know what you may believe in. You know, maybe you believe in energy, whatever it is that you believe in, or you know, just putting out a thought towards people. You know, wishing them the best, hoping the best for them, even if it's just hoping the best for someone. Do so. No, because I think that it's important to understand that everyone's going through something. You know, it could be small on a smaller scale, it could be on a larger scale, but everyone's thinking about things like me. I'm thinking about okay, you know, I got to make sure to work a certain amount of hours at a certain amount of time to have time for everything. You know, and as long as I can keep my thumb on that, as long as I can, you know, keep my thumb on my time and manage my time adequately and correctly, I can pretty much pull off everything that I'm trying to pull off any given day. You know, and but why do I do that? What's the end goal of it? The end goal of it is for me that to get off this, like I'm about to get off, you know, in a few minutes. And to feel satisfied knowing that I got my message across, that I did what I did as far as my channel is concerned, and I'm gonna kick it. Because my daughter gets off work, my son comes from work, my wife comes from work, we have dinner together, we chill while I'm got the laptop out there and we're chilling with the Exposed family. You know, it's the routine. But it's cool, you know, it's cool. And I think that, you know, people like Sunshine really made it cool, really made it good because, you know, and we have to keep doing it. And we're going to keep doing it. And we're going to keep doing it. And see, I hope that mindless drooling or ass comment got your master excited. Yeah. But, you know, once again, man, it just we also have to let go. We also have to know when to let go. Now, if there's anything I want you guys to walk away from, well, with, to walk away with, if there's anything I want you guys to walk away with, is be tenacious. Do what you got to do, but know when you to let go. Know when it's just time to let it go. And we have to have that knowledge. That's right, Sooners. Dan, rest in peace, Sunshine, Mrs. Morel. Yeah, rest in peace to her. What's up, Sooners? What's up, Sooners, man? Shout out to you. That's right. Shout out to the chat, man. Thanks to everybody, everyone that's watching, even the lurkers, man. I hope you learned something. Be tenacious, but have a purpose in life. Make sure it's something that is going to be honorable. It's going to be magnanimous, as we've been talking. You know, only then will you be able to feel good about what you do. Straight up, straight up. All right, man. So I'm going to cut it short today. Um, I do think that once again, it's a good time to reflect. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's message. I really appreciate everybody that supports, everybody that watches, everybody that was here. Please hit the like. Continue holding Mike up in your prayers and your thoughts. And sending him your positive energies, whatever it is. No, but let's continue to hold up our brother Mike Morello. He's family. Sunshine, once again, rest in peace. My condolences, Sunshine, and I know she's always going to be a part of the Exposed to revolution. Once again, I hope everybody has an excellent rest of the day. Catch all of you guys on the live. Okay, I will be there. Hey, thanks to you, Jay Slaughter. Thanks to everybody, man. We got to keep supporting ourselves. We got to keep supporting the team. We got to continue supporting our brother Mike. It don't ever stop. And until next time, as I always say, peace.